Welcome back, guys. So here we are on the 2000 Isuzu again, and this would actually cover a couple different years. However, the 99 was different and the 04 was different, I know for a fact, but my guess is as good as yours, or your guess is as good as mine when it comes to how many years in between that. So we're going to do the turn signal switch. This little box just came in the mail, and this little box has gold in it. You want to see it? It's awesome. Look at that. That is definitely gold. How do I know this? Because this box was 350 plus bucks. Incredible. We're all in the wrong business, right? Isuzu's making a killing, or Chevy, or whoever's making them. So let's go ahead and get started. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull off. You're going to need a 7/8 wrench, and it's probably metric, but a 7/8 is fine. These are not that tight. And a Phillips screwdriver. So we're going to start off by pulling this cover here. I can't believe I didn't hit the horn. And then let's go ahead and take this nut off, and we're going to get the steering wheel off. Also, then we'll be going up under here and taking out these Phillips screws here. And so let's go ahead and get those pulled off. So let me get this off. Now, in some cases, you do need a steering wheel puller for this. Again, you've watched my videos, you know what I'm going to do. Something, hopefully, that's not going to require a puller. If not, we do have a puller. We're fine. We'll go get it. But we're going to try it without the puller, right? Because it's all about saving money and not having to buy those expensive tools and such. We have to spend that money on a $350 piece of gold. So, all right, let me go ahead and get this off. So once again, like I said, that came off pretty easy. It was a pretty much pop, and then she was really loose. Threads are nice and thick on those. They're coarse threads. Now, to get this steering wheel off, we're going to try a couple of things first. Pressure coming straight up, like you've probably seen people do it like that before. Very difficult. I've seen people put the nut on here, and I've done it myself as well, and tap right here while I put pressure up. That does work too. But in my experience, about the easiest way is to go around the outside and tap it like that. All the way around, just like that. So I'm going to do that about 3 or 4 times and see if I can't get that thing to pop up. And I bet I get lucky. So let me do some tapping. I don't even know why I put the phone down. I ended up doing it with 2 hands. I lifted up on this side and hit on that side, and she popped right off. So once again, we didn't need to buy that $50 tool or whatever it was. All right, let's get down up under here. We're going to pull those screws out. Now these wires, I've done these before. These wires run all the way down, back up underneath, right there to the left of the brake pedal. I don't know if you can see that, and they plug in there. They're a little bit of a pain because you got to thread them down and thread them out, and the case they're setting in is a little bit of a pain, but they're really not difficult. So, and the clips, as you can see, the blue one there is just going to push straight down. The black one, I'll take another look at it, but I believe where it slides in, you're going to push down or lift up on it, and then the black one will pull out. The blue one will have the clip on it. The black one will have the clip on the piece that it plugs into, the male-in. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this cover off, and this cover here as well. It will separate. It's missing a couple of screws, clearly. You can see their turn signal switch. Anything to get by, right? So we'll get their wire and their string off there, and it looks like that's going to come off. We'll pull these screws out and separate that and get down there and get those unplugged. Okay, so now we got the cover off. This one's just going to fold up. We did have to pull the key out because the hole is there, of course. So we're good there. Now, we're going to have 4 bolts here, 2 and 2. I have done these separately and just changed the turn signal / headlight, but the washer one is going to be on this piece of gold one, so we're not doing that this time. If you do need that separate, let me know. There is a little bit more to it. These are a little bit simpler this way, and less chance of losing the balls and such that are down inside of here. But we're not going to worry about that today, so let's go ahead and pull out all 4 of these. Okay, now we have all 4 of those screws out, and you can see this is a little bit loose. You can trace this wire down, and both of those are connected to the same harness. Now, this is going to take a little bit of finagling, and a screwdriver will come in handy here too, or a short pick. So what we're going to do is just reach back in there and pull those clips down, and then slide those up. So I really wish that I had some sort of a tripod or a camera that I could put on my head so you guys can see this. And if I got some more subscribers and viewers, I could afford to do that, but now I shouldn't be saying that. I'm gonna get something eventually because you guys need to see better pictures of this stuff, and you need to see it in the process as well in case there's some finagling or twisting of some sort. So all right, let me get those clips undone. I think you know how to unplug pigtails, so let me unplug those and let's get them out. Okay, so I reached around and unplugged the black one rather easily. The blue one was hard to get at, but once I unplugged the one that went to the ignition, I was able to reach right in there and get at it. So now both of them are loose. It's as simple as that. So now we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. And this here was a piece of gold, but now I guess maybe it's just copper, I don't know. And we're gonna take the new one here and we're gonna slide her on. Look at that, so pretty. I love putting new parts on things, guys. I'll tell you what, it does something for me. So that, gorgeous. Let's put it on. Let's go ahead and snap those two, and we'll do it in the reverse order. I'll put the blue one in first, then the black one, then I'll plug back in the ignition cord. Okay, all three of those clips are back in again. The camera makes it look so easy because it's just snap, snap, and I'm back, right? There is a little bit of finagling to it, and you'll get to that. Just getting your fingers in there and such. All right, so she's back down. Guess what we're doing next? Yepers, we're gonna put those 4 screws back around the outside, work our way backwards. Be right back. Okay, so our 4 screws are back into their home, so now we'll go ahead and put the plastic back on. We're gonna snap this, make sure you get your harness inside of there. We're gonna snap this one on first, and then we'll rotate the front one down on top of it, and snap it into place with those 2 clips, and we'll put our screws back in, 3 screws. Okay, when I snapped this back together, these held it nicely, so where I can just line the screws right back up and go in. It held it all together for me. So go ahead and give these a check real quick and just make sure every moving part is moving and you didn't snag anything inside of there. So that way you know all that's working. So we'll go ahead and put the steering wheel back on now, and you will probably honk the horn a couple of times here, and that's okay. Once the steering wheel goes down, it'll want to make that connection. You'll tap it, and then of course when we put the cover back on, and that cover just snapped on, you'll end up tapping it there too. These types of jobs I wish that I could do all day long, every day. Why? Because I'm sitting on my butt. It's great. Be right back. Let's get the steering wheel on. Okay, actually right before I stick it on, take a moment to look down at your tire and see which way it's facing and try to get it straight. Because if this is off a little bit, now's the opportunity to go ahead and get that back on straight. Line it up straight, let it drop in the teeth. That way you're lined up pretty straight, and if you had that issue, you've corrected that issue while you're in here. So let me get that nut on. Okay guys, and anytime you're putting a steering wheel nut on an Isuzu or a Chevy product, make sure that you always have at least 2 threads here, and that way it tells you went down far enough. If you remember, when you took it off, it kind of popped off. You know, it was tight, but only from about maybe 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Not even that. 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and then it got extremely loose. But when you're putting it on, you want to get it tight at say 3 o'clock hypothetically, and tighten that thing down all the way till about 7 o'clock. That's how many it needs to be tighter. I think you get that. Tighter than what you took it off. And the reason for that is because we're seating it, if that makes sense. We pressed it off, we're pressing it on. Press it on and off without the tool, right? So all right, so now this cover, like I said, is just gonna snap on, and at this point you probably will honk the horn. There you go. And that's it. That's all there is to this. So I hope this video helps you out. Please click like, please click subscribe, click on my name underneath this video for all my other how-to videos, especially Isuzu and W4500s. There's plenty of them now. And remember, if you have a transmission problem with one of these vehicles, please check me out first before you change that transmission. I can't stress that enough. There is a stupid little thing that causes transmissions to shift and act funny, and you think that it's going out. If it's not slipping and you suspect it's going out, click on my name and check out that video. You're really going to appreciate it if you do. You're going to save anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000, because the fix for these stupid Isuzus with that little issue is about 35 cents if you watch my video. Thanks a bunch, guys. Enjoy.